Last time.
These are the past winners. We have Minecraft Championship Week 1 here, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 here.
Boo.
Number 3. Do you know who's going in the jungle? Do you know who's going to be in the jungle?
We are the Jungle Boys.
Oh, let's pose in front of the stand.
Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Time to bridge. How much is my life worth? Just so I can sort of judge, you know, if there's a.
I can make 2 diamond swords. Oh, come on, man.
Yes! We win Minecraft Championship!
Oh, we win!
We win!
Oh!
MCC Championship does not only contain games that are really well made and fun to play, but also 10 teams to compete in them. And that to make each event a good one for each player, team chemistry has to be perfected in a way that the team has a clear mindset as well as good bonds and vibes together in the team. But there are indeed occasions where these are really thrown off. Welcome to The Evolution, and today we'll be talking about the team chemistry for some teams in the tournament that were really bad, as well as how some of them can be prevented now. MCC 5 introduces a brand new game, Sands of Time, an exploration type based game where you decide the time to spend the game and you decide how many coins you get by collecting them. This game is a nod to the Noxcrew game show game of the same name, but adapted for replayability and more chaotic moments. Although this event was disastrous for the game, but at the very least, somebody got a vault.
Oh, have you done it? No, there's no more sand. You guys need to go through. You guys need to go through. There's 15 seconds left. You guys need to go. You need to go through now.
Now let's go back to the team chemistry. Starting off with, of course, the subject of it all and the reason why this exists. MCC 5 Aqua Horses. Now, actually, this team was okay, to say the least. Yeah. Well, you see the team composition. You got the usual Pete and Vic duo together with Arid, and then Tommy, who really is trying to get to be in the sidemen for some reason.
Tommy. I've won the last one actually, Vic Star. Just proving how epic I am at esports. And you know what the sidemen are lacking? An esport artist. Whereas Tommy in it.
He scores.
Vic Star, I've heard I'm upsetting your chat a little bit.
Look,
No, I think they do like me. I think they've just not accepted it yet.
The team was also quite a weird one, as with Tommy being the man with jokes and, well, cringe-funny all around, while the rest of the team is trying to be competitive very bit. And especially in Parkour Warrior, yeah, the cringe and everything is pushed to the maximum. And after the event, well...
I'm not joining the sidemen, it looks like, for now. But,
You know what happened?
but in the future, things might be looking good, maybe.
Tommy, tell it to me straight. How bad was it?
It was.
That does not sound very good.
But yeah, this team is a clash of chemistry between Tommy and the rest of the lads, but it is not that worse compared to this following team. MCC 7's Pink Parrots. Now, most of the people in the MCC community would really say that this is one of the teams that have bad chemistry all around. And I would say, I agree. Watching them back, it is quite uncomfortable in a way of how the two sides of the event crash together. We got the competitive ones, Fundy and Tommy, and the 4 fun ones, RT Game and Pamela, or Jesse. Now, throughout the event, Jesse did not speak too much often with the team in the event, and really, Jesse, may feel uncomfortable being this team, seen in some occasions like this.
This guy's just placing TNT.
What the fuck?
Oh no, you can't let him place all the blocks.
The
Jesse,
TNT didn't go off.
Jesse, you know,
Jesse, remember how you're supposed to like? Okay.
scream
It's
when
okay.
they're in the
Over
mid.
that, I was shooting him.
Yeah, but you didn't say. You're supposed to like scream.
Okay. We were in the middle there, and honestly, the TNT just took a while to explode.
I don't want to say anything, but I'm not gonna say anything.
As well as that, the vibes are not it when it comes to the class there. And that is why the signups have to be split into casual for fun and competitive. The chemistry was not quite there in most of the games, and really it did not help at all, with RT and Jesse quitting the tournament altogether after this event. RT then returned for MCC 16 and then Underdogs, which is the event that is not quite competitive, but it really was Underdogs, yeah. And now there is one other team that I want to mention as well, and that is MCC 10's Cyan Creepers. Now, if we have a word that describes this team, I would think of this word: salt. This team consists of Sapnap, Captain Sparkles, Kara Corvus, and Suey. If you look at it on paper without knowing anything, we're going to have a good chemistry like Jordan, Captain Sparkles, Kara, and Suey, who have been on SMP Earth together, and also Sapnap, who banters a lot with Suey in FPS games. But in the actual event, well, after the middle of the event, yeah, that went south pretty quickly. What I'm about to show you does not represent their relationship now, and at the end of the day, it is a competition, and it's 2.5 years ago as well. And as a fair warning, again, it is really hard to watch. A timestamp is now shown on the screen right now, so you can skip these clips together.
Hey, wow. Hey, pretty good for me, just saying.
Wow, look at all the kills that were stolen from me.
No, I didn't steal any kills.
Okay. Anybody feeling like ace race?
Man, I'm cool
I like hole in the wall. That sounds like a fun game that we could play. I'm very bad at ace race. However, you guys do what you want to do. Might be fun for you, Jordan.
I like ace race. I'm cool at ace race.
Dude, it's just like an obstacle course. It's great.
I hate ace race. I hate ace race so much. I'm voting for hole in the wall. I don't like ace race.
Man, this team is really demotivated and really is against Sylvie herself. After some unfortunate games and 9th in Sky Battle, and yeah, it's just not it. Sapnap also did not really get warm enough to bond with the likes of Kara and Captain Sparkles, which leads him to also underperform in that time. But at the end of the day, especially towards the end, this team is not great in chemistry, with mix and match of Sapnap and Sylvie against Kara and Captain. With those three teams, you would see the attempts of Scott trying new chemistry together, and these three examples were the ones that are not quite right to say the least. And as time goes by, he really is becoming better at mixing teams together, depending on the existing chemistry and how each player would bond in a team. But before that, quick honorable mentions to some teams. MCC1 Orange, like this team, what we expect, putting 3/4 of people who are there to have fun and Captain Sparkles being a competitive person. MCC2 Red, even though it was Techno's first event, but damn, it was an awkward POV with Megan, yeah. MCC7 Purple, after that scuff that is Battlebox and Rocket Spleef being in instead of hole in the wall, yeah, it was really down for sure, especially with doing myself wanting to quit the tournament mid-event. MCC8 Purple, Up House, yes, even though it's a funny bit, but Kara and Krinios have to carry, and they may be annoyed by that somehow. MCC10 Red, this team was okay at the beginning, but Dodgeball was poor up salt, and Jimmy is sitting there being, well, uncomfortable with the rest of the team being somewhat toxic towards his friends in other teams. MCC14 Green, back to Season 2, stress takes a toll somehow. MCC17 Blue, yeah, that sense of time loss is everything. MCC22 Blue, that to get to the side is a prime example of why grieving other people is bannable on MCC Island. MCC24 Yellow, well, aside from them winning the event, after that ace race restart, it was not it. And it's like MCC 14 all over again, Scott getting hit, yada yada yada. And finally, another mention, MCC 29 Red. That underperformances hurt a lot for Sapnap. Yeah, it's just not it. And with that out of the way, let's fast forward now to two of the teams that were not great in chemistry terms in modern times. Starting with MCC 24 Green Geckos. When looking at the team in the first glance, this team is actually an okay team. Like Jem and Ollie, they have existing bonds together after their recent meetup. We got Tapo and Fawab, two of the competitive lads in the event, with strategies and skills across the two. And leading up to the event, they did everything like what every other team does, with team practices and such. Well, somehow.
Now to give us comes from the sky.
I keep growing.
Okay, you still keep it in the
Eddie's. Oh my god.
Right. What information did you give it Eddie at that time?
But when it comes to the actual event, the strategies from 5UP did not help at all in this team. Right from the very start of Meltdown, all the way to a very risky sense of time, with no definitive sense keeper and, well...
Oh wait. I died.
This team is not good at communication, and not knowing some things that are really necessary to know in sense of time and possibly other games.
Wait, gold is marked, guys?
I need letting out.
Yes, it has
Yes,
in
it'll be
the wall.
sent in the-
Does this team not know
I
how?
haven't been at gold.
Do they not know how sense of time works?
And for sense of time, by the way, the strategy used here is also very risky, as I mentioned, as you need all good runners in the team. And people like Ollie is not in that level yet at the time of the event. It was overall a hard POV to watch. Comms thrown out the window, 5UP strats do not execute well, and yeah, this entire event made Jem took a break from MCC and was not a great perspective at all. And finally, this team. MCC 26 Red Ribbons with Captain Sparkles, Finster, Tommy in it, and Jack Manifold. Now, I think I've mentioned in the team intros that this team is like MCC 18's team all over again, but with chaotic vibes and most of the team trying not to swear in front of Captain Sparkles himself. But I was wrong. It was not chaotic. But it's just not it. As with any other Captain Sparkles streams or any other streamers, there's one thing that you need to consider. You need to respect the nature of each other's streams. That means, if a streamer wants you to be PG, you should try your very best to do it. For this team, however, it was the complete opposite. Right off the bat, swears in Parkour Warrior. Team wives being off after the event. Yeah. And the highlight of them all, Tommy and Jack leaving the VC in to get to the side to join Blue Banshees instead. This really is not great at all in the event, as this action says that you are not with the team that you are originally on. You could argue that to get to the side is very a individual based game, but having people cheering on you and helping you with routes really matter a lot. It is also understandable in Tommy and Jack's side. With that poor of a performance, yeah, you just wanna have fun and make content, right? Well, as with MCC being more competitive, that really is not the answer. And especially with the last 3 games being very variable, it is not at all wise to throw after the middle of the event. So yeah, MCC 26 Red is not it at all, despite some prior chemistry in other teams towards the event. So let's step back a bit and see the core problem of these two teams. What could have been done better here to fix the teams and to consider some issues moving forward if you were to make the teams, of course. First, chemistry. Putting two people with the same chemistry and another two together with a different set of chemistry would not be it, of course. Scene in 26, where the funny duo and the shoes tragic duo are put together. They have distinct chemistry against the duos themselves, and if put together, well, it is a gamble. If the team does not do well, tough luck, you will get content instead. Instead, with MCC26 Red Team, there has to be a person who can balance this out both competitiveness and the funny haha together. This could be a choice instead of Jack, or even Sneak, who has teamed with Captain before and often can be both competitive and having fun as well. And secondly, and actually my final point, is how each team member complements with each other in a team. In MCC 24, there is no one who would help uplift the team after unfortunate games, especially with 5UP being very competitive and has conflicting vibes with the rest of the team. A swap between H and 5UP in the same event may also help in a way, in which 5UP has a much more fun time both in chemistry and strategies in the events with Orange, and H being the man uplifting Green and help praise skills and plays that they may come across. This second point and problem really is hard to solve, as depending on the sign-ups, there would always be a clash of people playing to really win the event, and people who are here to both vibe and potentially win as well. At the end of the day, making teams are hard, and considering the atmosphere of the event now and the players in them, it is inevitable that there are some teams that are not right in chemistry, and as well as overall vibes of the team being off somehow. But despite everything and everything, what unique team chemistry will the event bring as the event goes on? Next time, it is the very first Pride event of the tournament, and we will be exploring the tournament's history in Pride events and more behind them. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Evolution. It is somewhat more opinionated in a way, because we are talking about team chemistry and it varies a lot when you watch the POV itself. Some people may enjoy one POV like MCC Tensai, and some people may enjoy it, some people don't, like me for example, rewatching it. So yeah, at the end of the day though, team chemistry is everything, and yeah, it goes with the team balancing episode as well that I mentioned in episode 3. It is a really hard thing to do in the competitive scene. Next time we do Pride events, and we're gonna explore the details of, well, some brief details in the Pride events and MCC 6. And yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Keep on watching Duechayapol. I'll see you there. Bye bye.